Okay, so this is a quick video, the world's fastest video on how to make coin rings. These are the supplies that you'll need pretty much. I've got them all laid out on my table. You'll need a coin. This is a quarter. It's nothing fancy. It is a 2007 Idaho State quarter. Probably can't see it that well, but that's what it is. You have to just trust me on that. You're going to need a bowl of water. I'll tell you why later. You'll need some PVC. This is a 1/4 inch size, and this is a 1 inch, actually 3/4 inch size, and this is a 1 inch size. You'll need Schedule 40 or better, and I've capped them off on the ends right here with caps, so that when I hammer them, they don't get damaged. This is a mandrel. You're going to need one of these so you can size the ring and so you can manipulate the shape. You need fire. You need fire for everything. I can't believe people do anything without fire. Need hammers. This is an acrylic and a rubber hammer on one end. You need a ball peen hammer as well. You need a punch. This is a nail. This is a marker punch. This is some calipers. You'll need some measuring calipers. You'll need a doming block. All this stuff I'll show you why later on. This right here is a terracotta pot holder. You'll need this. I'll show you why later. This is a tool for the Dremel. You'll need a Dremel, maybe. I don't know, unless you have a drill that's really fancy and all that. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to find the center of your coin. So I'm going to turn on my caliper and find the diameter here, and it's 22.2. 22.1 actually, 24.1. Yeah. Anyway, I've already got the size. I've already got the size of the centers written right here, so I know what they are. The center of a 50-cent piece is 15.3. The center of a quarter is 12.11. So I've already got that marked out. So what you'll want to do at this point is find the center. We're going to get this down to 20 or to 12.11. We're already there. And then this is a trick that I learned from Adam McSkinny online, right here on YouTube. You get yourself a permanent marker and you color the quarter. It's a very, very cool trick. And it comes into play a little bit later on. You color the quarter, you mark the center of the quarter just like this. Well, I can't put it up there because you can't see. Anyway, what you do is you just kind of put the calipers on the side and etch, and you're essentially going to etch an X. That'll mark the center of the coin. So right now we have an X right there on the center of the coin, which we then place on the table and use your punch to mark the center like that. Okay, so the reason we did that is because now we want to take this down to a measurement just a hair bigger than the end of your mandrel. The end of your mandrel, I'm going to lock that. I've already got it pre-measured, so I know what it is. The end of my mandrel is the center, if I measure it, is 6.5. Right now it says 11.10 or 12.10. Half of that is 6.5, so I take it down to 6.5. And there we are at 6.5. Now that we're at 6.5, what you do is put one side of the caliper in there, and you just etch around. You've got one piece of the caliper inside the little hole that you made with the nail punch. And what you're doing is you're etching all the way around quarter, so you can see where you're going to cut. Okay, so now I can visibly see where I'm going to use my Dremel tool to cut the center out of this quarter. Now, there's been different ways I've seen online that people do this. This is my favorite way. I found one of these at the hardware store. This is a wooden vise. It will not damage the coin in any way. You just stick that thing in there, squeeze it good and tight. Make sure you squeeze it the right way or the damn thing will fall out. And yes, we have Batman playing in the background because it's superhero week or something like that. So the kids are enjoying Batman. They're laughing at me while I'm making this video.
It's so fun!
But I know that everybody that's watching this will be thanking me. So, laugh all you want. Oh, also, here's where the water comes into play. Those of you who are wise in the way of silver, you'll want to keep your silver. So, now I'm not going to cut this quarter because I've already cut one, but what you'll do is you'll get your drill, you'll drill a hole in the center, and then you'll get your Dremel tool right here, and then you'll cut the rest out, you know, just like this. Actually, I've got a buffer on the end right here, but you'll cut the center out of your coin with the Dremel. I've already done that, not to this one, but I've done it to another one, and it's already ready to go. But anyway, what happens when you're cutting it out is all the silver will fall into this water. Then you get yourself a coffee filter, and you filter it out, and you save your silver. So we're going to get rid of that real quick. We're going to bring this quarter that I've already cut. This is a 1964, 90% silver in this quarter right here. It's already got the hole cut out of it. So what we need to do first before we put it on the mandrel, and this is another trick I've learned from Adam McSkinny. What we need to do before we start manipulating this quarter is do what's called anneal the quarter, anneal the metal. And what that does is, annealing is when you heat up a metal and you can either weaken it or you can harden it. To weaken it, you heat it up red hot, and then you quench it immediately in water. That's also why we have water right here. So you heat it red hot and immediately quench it in water. And what that does is within the metal, it shrinks the crystals and makes the metal more malleable, so it's less likely to split when you're hitting it on the mandrel. In order to harden metal, you do the same thing. You get it red hot, except you do not quench the metal. You let it sit here and cool at room temperature, and that way it hardens. So what we're going to do right now is anneal the quarter. You've got to have fire to do that with. Now, what you want to watch for, the reason I colored with a permanent marker on this coin, is that when you heat it up, it's kind of hard to tell when a coin gets red hot unless you're doing it in the dark, right? So if you put permanent marker on there, when the permanent marker dissipates, and like I said, I learned this from Adam McSkinny. You can check out his channel too. He's got some very cool coin rings. When the permanent marker dissipates, that's how you know when it's hot enough. It's red hot by that point. You don't want it to get any further, or else you start getting to melting temperatures. So when it gets red hot, then you immediately pick up your terracotta and you dump this in water, and it quenches the coin immediately. So let's get lit.
Okay, I need another pizza. One with only real cheese. And dough that rises naturally, with no chemical leaveners. A pizza with premium meats. And sauce made from only
You just heat it up like that. It doesn't take very long at all. Right, it's starting to dissipate, and now it's gone. And dump it right in the water. Turn off your fire right away so you don't put it down and start everything on fire. Okay, so this is cool enough for me to touch right now because Well, I dropped it in water. It's going to have a little bit of discoloration on it. That's normal. So next thing we want to do is get our doming block and a cloth. Find yourself a nice hole, and we're going to use this one. Okay, so what the doming block is going to do, it's going to concave the coin. So then when we put it on the mandrel, it's going to be easier to manipulate. But what I like to do is put cloth over it. See all these little holes? Those are made from coins. All these holes, like that. I'm going to put this cloth over the doming block, place the coin on it, fold the oh, and you got to make sure too what side you want out. This time we're going to do eagle side out. So I'm going to put that side down and then fold the cloth over so you don't damage it. And here's your doming tool. Put that right here. Get your ball peen hammer. Give it a couple of good whacks and it starts to take a shape of a dome. So we've got to do that a couple more times to get a good shape out of the coin. Yeah, I went rough on it that time. Anyway, so then that's where you start getting a nice uniform shape, so you have less to work with once you get it on the mandrel. I'm going to go ahead and check it and see how we're doing in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up getting a smaller I'm going to get a smaller doming tool in there to get it down a little bit further. Now there's, like I said, there's other ways that I've seen this done on YouTube, and all of them are successful. All of them work well. This is the way I found that works the best. This is why I use it. Okay, so now you see we've got a pretty good dome going here with the coin. Next step is to put it on the mandrel. The mandrel is right here. And we want to put it on the mandrel so the bowl is facing up. Just like that. Okay? And this is where your PVC portion comes in. And I'm going to go ahead and use my 3/4 inch PVC. And what you do is you place it on here and it meets it just real nice. Right there. And you hammer it down. Just like this. And you want to be careful a little bit because you can start stretching out the sides, so you want to watch for that. So you don't stretch out the side and make it very uneven. Doing pretty well here. So far we're down to about a size 6.25. And that's not where we want to be with this particular ring. I'm going to check it for stretches. Doing alright. Do a little bit more. This one's going to be a pretty big ring. Now I'm working on keeping the coin even. So I'm watching my stretch. I'm not having any real problems with it right now. Okay. And then you're going to say to yourself, how in the hell am I going to get this thing off the mandrel? Because basically, it's stuck. This is how you get it off the mandrel. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but we're going to try. You get the edge of your top, your topper on the PVC. Turn the mandrel upside down, put that edge right there on the ring. Smack it. There's a ring. Came off just nice and easy. So here's what we got so far. We went from a coin And now we're down to a pretty good shape of a ring. Eagle side out. You can do it either way. You can put the date side out, which is the heads, or you can put tails out. We've got tails on the outside of this ring. Okay. To further stretch this ring a little bit and make it look, take away the crown, we'll turn it over, put back on the mandrel. We'll start working it around a little bit. Being careful not to stretch one side or the other, which looks kind of like what we got going on right over here. So I'm going to really take it easy on that side of the coin. But that way, you're going to kind of take away from the crowning effect that a lot of coins will have from doing it on the other way. Okay, that looks good, and we're at a size 9.5 right now. That's as big as I really want to get this coin. So we're going to go ahead and remove this back off the mandrel, but the same way we did it the first time. Just a solid punch will do it. So there we go. You got a nice ring ready to be polished. Now, lots of polishes out on the market, yada yada, you buy what you want. I got mine at a detail shop, and it's swirl remover. And this thing is going to buff this ring out like you can't imagine. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that with a buffing tool on my Dremel. So what you want to do is don't dip the Dremel in there because you'll get it all over the place. Just get your finger, dab it around there on the ring, just like that. Turn your tool on. I like to keep mine kind of slow. Okay, so now we're just gonna buff this ring. Buff it out. Now this ring was very dull when we first started, and remember that we got it pretty good and discolored whenever we annealed it. See, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, maybe not, but it's just about copper on one side, and on the other I'm getting some pretty nice silver. So just polishing this ring down, making it pretty. These rings are real fun to make. Oh my gosh, gotta watch out for that. Buff that out. Okay, now we're gonna buff the inside. Do the same thing on that, just put a little bit on the inside and buff it out. Okay. Okay, so now we got the coin buffed, and this is what it looks like, but I have not taken the polish off yet. So we're going to go ahead and brush the polish off so you can see. Alright, let's get the light out of there a little bit. Exactly how shiny this thing actually is going to be. There it is. On the inside as well.
The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Tough farmers can get smarter about their insurance. Listen up. Henry, we're getting the menu. Mayo, corn dogs. You are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting and sure.
Okay.
Vitamins and minerals, antioxidants,
So here we go.
grams of protein.
This is a finished silver 1964 coin ring. Polished and ready to go.
This place kills.
Double-sided. And that's how you make. That's how you make a ring. I don't wear rings on my pinky, but
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me,
it's the only finger this one fits. There you go. That's how you do it.